Alright, welcome back to the SuperCoach Enough channel. In this video we're going to review Week 9 of the 2024-25 NBA Dream Team season, as well as preview Week 10. So I just realised I forgot me schedule grid, there we go. But you can see a good week, halving our week rank from last week into 238 with a 1047. Which also saw us move up 48 spots overall, so just inside the top 10%, probably technically just outside the top 10%, but they've rounded it down for me, so I'll take it. But we'll have a look at the team and how they went. Got a bit of confetti, that's always nice. So Daniels with the 53 continues to be quite solid for us. Dinwiddie with 45, another nice return from him. Anthony was one of the trade-ins at cheaper option, just the 13, but we'll take it. Green arrow. Edwards and Barrett both good. Barrett back from his injury with a 71. Edwards with 74. From memory, was it Edwards only had 3 games or something, so that's fine. Boston with 30 on the pine. Jokic is our captain, 162. Edie with 77 on the bench, so his cash gen has restarted. Johnson was massive with a 142. He's been really good value for us. Champagne with 71, so really nice return at his price point. Jeffrey's the other cheapie we brought in this week, didn't quite do it with a 7. But then the 2 big hitters, Wemby and Jason Tatum. Wemby with 158, massive. Tatum with 109, absolutely will take that. And Sarr continues to make a little bit of cash with a 35. But in terms of the game day, so a big win over Brandon Kingram. I think we may have lost one here, but that's all right. He's got a fair score, SGA with a 185, so that was actually a massive captaincy shout, but not too much going on around that. Had Tatum as well, had Edie on the bench, so could have potentially brought him in over Sabonis. It was quite flat actually with the 25. But Reno's Rockets, number 1 in the league with a 1086. So captaining Jokic, easy money. SGA's VC, so either way would have worked out. Towns with a 124, so well done for holding him. Brunson with a 107. I think he's another one that's been sort of a bit below mid-price, but doing well. So break even at 104 this week at 16 mil. Don't know, must have had a flat week before or something. Not too sure. So, yeah, I had an 8 mixed up in there and a 14. It's a little bit up and down, but they're not the worst shout. Just have a quick look at the other players and break-evens. So, we've already identified 5 for the top 6. Jaylen Brown with a 123, 132 even, can't read. Offers some pretty good value there at 14.5. Kuminga, massive 118 for 110 mil. You love to see that. Bitadze at 12 mil. Obviously, center's a hard one to bring in, given our current situation. Copy and paste for us. Schengen, something like that. Maxi with a 110. Trey Young. So Atlanta doing pretty well at the moment by the looks of things. Some cheapish ones like Eamon Thompson we've had in our team previously. Nothing else in the sort of sub 10 mil category, which would be nice. Down to Edie, we've looked at. So I might have a look at some break evens for this week. So Garrison Matthews scoring a 70 points this week, -20 break even. So we could potentially use him as a cash grab. Keon Johnson with the 64 this week. AJ Mitchell with the 72. So they look like the three main ones just based on outputs. De Silva with the 61, a little bit more expensive, hence the slightly lower break even. But we'll just see if we can identify what's going on with these guys. Always takes a while to load stats. So it looks like he does come on occasionally and do a bit, but probably just had the 31 and then a couple of consistent games there. But coming off the back of not too much previously. Keon Johnson. So again, another one who probably just suddenly a bit more game time this week all at once. Nice, that's impressive. AJ Mitchell. So they're sort of, I guess, getting a bit of game time there. Just probably more consistent this week. So I guess they're all shooting guards. We could use small forward or point guard. So that would be potentially where we would downgrade. I guess maybe a couple of the interesting ones would be these guys like a Carter or a Rollins that haven't played all of the games. So seem to have a few weeks off there, but is back and looking a bit more consistent. So maybe Rollins at 4.3. About Carter. So just one big game there of 28, and that doesn't make for good reading. So maybe Rollins is in the conversation as well. Technically is the cheapest, so but also has the highest break even. So in terms of trades this week, we'll use the projections to help us. But we'll also just have a bit of a look at the schedule. So for this week, Atlanta's got 3, so Boston's got 4. So good news for Jason Tatum owners. Cleveland, Denver's got 4, so Jokic is obviously captain. I don't have any Cleveland assets anymore, do I? I think I had a couple there for a while. Golden State, so that probably points to, is he on the cheap list here? Kuminga, playing 4 games. Might have a bit of a closer look at his stats. So there's been a couple of big games there, and then just 4 big ones this week. So does that continue potentially? As a forward as well, could be a useful option to trade in. So the Clippers and the Lakers. So that would also be who was the cheap Lakers guy we were just looking at? He's not in the top 5 anyway for trade-ins, so might just follow the crowd a little bit with AJ Mitchell there. Garrison Matthews, perhaps. Who else? New Orleans, OKC, so that's why they're involved. The Knicks, the Sixers, so a lot of people on Maxi for that reason. The Kings, say if you wanted to look at Sabonis again, perhaps. Utah and Washington, so good news for Champagne and Sarr. Not that we can really fit Sarr in at the moment, unless we do some trading. So just having a bit of a look. I don't think the first team is going to change all that much unless we can upgrade. So we might be looking at these cheapies. But not really much value there at the moment. So I'm thinking maybe Boston. It's his projected 41, projected at 50. So, he's done his job for us. I think we can move him on for the break evens and projections. So sort by break even. Here we go. This helps. So looking at those cheapies, yeah, AJ Mitchell is projected at the most at 36. Does have the 4 games, so it probably does make sense to put him in. I swear before there was someone from the Lakers we were looking at in that cheapies, but maybe that was something else. That's all right. So we'll make that move. It frees up a bit of cash, which is nice. Complete that trade. I shouldn't have completed the trade. Sheldon Pagny's got 4 games, so I guess the next one on the list maybe Dinwiddie. Dallas. We've got 3 games. It's not the worst. I think Phoenix with 2. I don't think we've got any Phoenix assets, so that's fine. So So, do we potentially? I know Edwards has sort of not really done much. What's Minnesota got this week? 3. Because I guess ideally what we want to do is be able to push Tatum down here, but then that would involve pushing Champagne here. And then we've sort of logjam. We don't have these guys to push into there. So I guess maybe the crazy option is to go SGA. So we'll try and make it happen. It's going to work, I think, if we put him in here. Oh, I want him up there. So, and then we can start to slide these guys around. So Sark would come in, but we would then need a cheap power forward. So Kuminga we were looking at before, but we don't quite have the cash. Clever. So we should be looking at projections. So it's probably going to come down to these two, De Silva or Jokic. Teams up, by the way, Miami or Orlando. So Miami's got 3, Orlando's got 3. Next week maybe tiebreaker 4. So they're all the same. So we might just go the slightly cheaper option, I think, with De Silva. And I guess, the starting team is looking pretty good. We've got SGA and then now Jokic, Tatum, Wemby. So 4 probably out and out guns, whereas I know we sort of reeled back on them earlier in the season. But, we've also got Johnson's been going good, Barrett. We'd be happy to hang around for a while. Daniel's doing a job. And then the 2 Washington guys have the extra game this week, so they should go all right. So I think all things are looking upwards. Captaincy is obviously on Jokic. I guess VC on SGA. We've brought him in. He's got 4 games. It makes sense. Don't know about loopholes in that. obviously don't usually worry about it, but we'll just let it ride and see how we go. So just having a look, one last look at the trades. So Dinwiddie, boss. Well, I guess we really need their cash. Looking at the break evens are a bit uglier for Anthony and Jeffries, those cheapies, but we might have blackballed ourselves a little bit. But I think it's worth it for the upgrade on field. We'll just try and generate some cash going forward. But I'll wrap the video up there. See if I can fit them all in. Quite. I don't know. I'll have to work out something about this. But yeah, as always, if you've got any questions, comments, thoughts, feel free to add them below this video. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoy the NBA content. Subscribe for all the fantasy sports content on the channel. And other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.